Hey, now this video is for you if you're looking to take your first steps to flipping property. If you're looking to buy a property and sell it on again for a profit in a relatively short space of time, hey, keep watching. So I had a young couple contact me recently. They're new to investing. They've been in it about a year. They've actually been quite active because they've just bought 5 buy-to-let properties. They've just bought them at market value, which has ate up a lot of their cash. So now they've got to resort to flipping to build their cash pot back up again. Now their cash pot has dwindled to a little over £100,000. So they want to invest this in a property, make some money by selling it on at a profit, and building that cash pot higher. Now, with a bigger cash pot, they could afford to put down another deposit and buy one to keep. They live in a rather expensive part of the country, which they see as a barrier to doing this. They've explored auctions, but feel it's a bit too much of a scary place. They don't feel confident about going into auctions just yet. I mean, they're only a year into their property career. Fair play to them. They have decided that they're open to using bridging finance, which of course is the way you finance flips if you haven't got cash. You certainly don't do mortgages. Then when they came to me, there were 3 key questions that they have, and here they are. Number 1, how do we even compete with investors that have millions of pounds? The second question was, are we running before we walk? And thirdly, can you give us any advice? Now, their plan was, in the course of a given year, buy one property and flip it, and buy a second property and keep it. Now, let's look at the first question. How do we even compete against investors that have got millions? Now, this is a beliefs-based issue. Now, there are certainly people around that have got millions, but they're not scrabbling around at the bottom end of the market or even the middle end of the market. They're unlikely to be looking at properties worth less than 500,000. If they've got millions, they're going to be making bigger chunks of money on £1 million plus deals. So really, people with millions are not even competition. As the saying goes, they've got bigger fish to fry. So a better question to ask actually would be, how do we even compete with other investors that are able to buy for cash in our area of the market? And they already had the answer because they were going to use bridging finance. Bridging finance allows people without big chunks of cash to compete with people that have got big chunks of cash. So why is bridging the answer? Well, 2 reasons. Let's look at those. Here's the first one. Bridging lenders are very happy to lend on problem properties that aren't currently mortgageable. Now, as long as you've got a plausible plan of action to make the unmortgageable mortgageable, bridgers are happy to lend. Problem properties that you can't get a mortgage on are often referred to as cash buyer only properties. Now, clearly they're meant for real cash buyers, but equally they're for savvy investors who understand how to leverage the power of bridging finance. So using bridging to buy cash buyer only properties allows you to compete with real cash buyers, not the ones in the millions, obviously, because they just want to do much bigger deals. Secondly, bridgers are geared up to release the money in 14 to 28 days. Now, that's pretty fast. It's certainly fast compared to most mortgage lenders. So there again, time-wise, it allows you to compete with cash buyers. Now, agents and sellers invariably like buyers that can complete fast, and bridging allows you to complete fast. Maybe you've heard of that famous quote by Henry Ford, founder of Ford Motor Company. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So this inability to compete, certainly with the couple that I've been referring to, was mostly in their own heads. Change their mindset, change their reality, and yes, they absolutely could compete. The second question was, are we running before we could walk? And my answer to that is, look, you've bought 5 properties in a year, albeit you haven't bought them in the smartest way, but you've proved you can walk. I believe you're very much ready to run. And there's a whole bunch of people that have done exactly that. They've competed and won, often against others with much more money than them, and sometimes from a lower starting point in terms of from 0 properties. Now, I picked up, we bought in our local area and all at market value, that this couple said to me. There's another mindset shift required there, which got them to where they are now, but it's stopping them increasing further. Now, unless you buy properties that are dilapidated or have got some sort of problem, improve or fix the problem and then refinance at a higher value, or indeed sell and flip it at a higher value to make a profit and put that profit back in your bank as a cash profit. Unless you do that, building a profitable property business is going to be an uphill struggle. So buying properties that have added value potential is another key mindset shift to being able to move forward. Now, I'm not so sure there are best areas either, really, because if you're looking for problem properties, well, pretty much any area's got problem properties. Now, of course, in some more affluent areas, they wouldn't cost more. But look, this couple had 100K just over, and you can do a fair bit of damage with that as a deposit if you know how to creatively finance your purchases. Now, there we are. That's my introduction to flipping. I'll be back with another property finance video next week. See you then.
If you enjoyed watching this video, did you know every Monday morning at 8:30 I do a live Facebook Q&A. So if you want to start the week with checking out some answers to your property finance questions, click the link here.